When was the last time someone in your family asked you how you were feeling?
I can't remember. I honestly cannot remember when the last time anyone asked me how I actually feel. As a child, I was always brought up not share my feelings, not share problems or any issues that I've got. Because I was brought up, single mom. My father died when I was 10 months old. You're in a crowd, you're with groups of people, but you can still feel quite lonely.
Yeah, right? and you're right, you hit the nail on the head with they're behind the screens.
Boys are always told, don't cry when you're younger. And what impact does it have as you're older? Because you don't let anything out. What's Sons of Silence about?
The name Sons of Silence, we're silent.
That's right.
Because we've grown up in that environment and we all come from similar sorts of environment. So I suppose we should really intro ourselves to everyone.
Sure, good idea. Shall I go first?
Go on.
So I'm Prem Patel. My family were in East Africa, in Nairobi, I think from the 1940s. My grandfather went out there. We came here in the early 70s, in 1971. Unfortunately, after my father passed away tragically in Nairobi, when I was about 10 months old. We came here. There was always an ambition to get me and my sister educated here in the UK. So we were here and we wandered around a little bit around South London, Wandsworth and Stockwell for a while back in the day. And then we ended up moving into North Harrow. And so spent most of my life in North Harrow and grew up, went to school, primary school, high school, all of that kind of stuff, college, everything in Harrow where we met in college.
Yeah, and, many years ago.
Yeah, many years ago. That's it, back in the day. And then, went off to uni, did my degree, worked in banking, didn't really like it, wanted to travel, ended up traveling to the Middle East and lived out in sort of UAE and Bahrain and Saudi for a while. Thought I'd come back after 2 years, but I ended up being 15 years out there.
Yeah,
I was away from family and friends and everyone for a long time. But it was time to reconnect, so came back here in 2012 to really get back in and make sure the kids have a support structure, back at home because it's important, and they're with their grandparents and whatever else. That's important for them in terms of our culture as well.
Yeah,
and then now I've moved back to Pinner, so back to my my first flat used to be down the road from here, and I'm in another place now.
Yeah,
so,
and it's incredible. We literally hadn't seen each other for years.
That's right,
and bumped into each other 2 or 3 months ago.
By accident, to a degree.
To a degree, and reconnected and just came up with this idea for this podcast.
Yeah.
And just amazing. Paths cross again and things are meant to be. So I'm Rak Patel, not related to Prem, same surname, thousands of us, as everyone knows. Grew up in Wembley, and my father, similar to your family, but they came from Uganda with my grandparents. And when my dad came over here, he met my mum. My mum's actually English. So, having a mixed marriage back in those days in the late 60s, early 70s. So went through that, grew up around Wembley and Harrow pretty much all my life. I still live in Harrow now. Got 2 older kids and my wife. So, I'm sure we'll dig into some of what we do, but this podcast isn't about what we do. It's about the journey we've been on, why we've started talking about our feelings and emotions, and really want to just create that platform and share with people like us. We're just 2 normal Indian fellas, British, Asian, call us what you want, irrelevant really. Just talking about stuff, and letting people know it's good to talk, and good to get it out.
And we have stories, right? We got stories through our time, and and I think plenty of people are out there. So let's get more people on and let's talk to them. Let's get to know them.
Fantastic.
All right. We're here now to roll out Sons of Silence, S.O.S,
S.O.S,
a new podcast. And what's Sons of Silence about, in your opinion?
So, we came up with this idea. We met a couple of months ago, and, we were talking about experiencing this similar things and thought, we need a platform, for men of our age, from our backgrounds, and we speak to other friends, and it's never talked about. And we thought, let's give an open platform. We're not therapists, by the way.
Let's be clear. We're not counsellors. We're not therapists. We're just two guys who have been through stuff.
Yeah, and we just want to share some of that stuff, but also give a platform for other people to share it, because more people I talk about, and we talk a lot, everyone's going through similar stuff, you know, but they just bottle it in. So
and we've got to show people that it's okay to speak.
100%.
It's okay to share deep feelings, emotions, all of that kind of stuff. And there's so many things out there going on, right, in the world now.
Exactly. And when, and we've seen it, we're similar ages, you get in that 40, 60 bracket. I won't tell everyone what part of that we're in, but we're in the later bit. Yeah. But, you're going through lots of different things. Your kids are getting older, challenges with your marriage, your parents are getting older, work, redundancy, businesses failing, the economy's not great, loads and loads of stuff. And we just bottle it up.
I know. 100%.
So, we just want to create a platform, talk about some of the stuff we've been through. Later episodes, we'll have other guests on as well, is our plan. And just touch upon where and why, especially in our culture, why we don't talk, and, just dig in a bit deeper, to our heritage, to our forefathers, grandfathers, the men in our family, and why maybe we are like we are. And hence the name Sons of Silence. We're silent.
That's right.
Because we've grown up in that environment, and we all come from similar sorts of environment. Our cultures are similar, and they didn't really talk. But that's one of the future episodes, digging into maybe why we're like this, why our parents, grandfathers, fathers were like this.
But also, like, when you think about the future, the new generation coming up, they obviously talk more, they have more opinions, but they're also not talking. They're hiding behind social media screens, and it's easier to write messages than actually verbalize what you want to say. They're better at it, but I think there's still a lot of silence.
100%.
People can feel you're in a crowd, you're with groups of people, but you can still feel quite lonely because you can't share.
Yeah, right? And you're right. You hit the nail on the head with they're behind the screens. So they think they're talking, but they're talking to a screen. And are they really expressing their feelings, getting their emotions out? Yeah. And, face to face, with their friends, with their parents, with their siblings, whoever it may be.
Yeah. So we want to get people to open up, come and share their stories with us. Right? Yeah. And invite these guests, share stories on multiple different topics. I think this is going to be brilliant. I'm really excited about it, because I haven't seen other platforms that just bring the guys that we want to, from that 40 to 60 age group, to just come and share stuff and show that, look, we're here to create something for you to feel comfortable and confident to come and talk.
And also from our sort of British Asian backgrounds. And cultures, and generally men don't talk, wherever you're from.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think even more so from our backgrounds. So bringing all of that together, we hope, and just getting people and men to talk more. And hopefully we can help that by sharing some of the stuff we've gone through.
Yeah. So let's do that, right? I'll kick off. I'll share something quite deep and meaningful to me, right, about this talking, because it's important everyone understands that, look, we're open and we're going to be talking about our thing.
So Prem, when was the last time someone in your family asked you how you were feeling?
That's a great question, Rak. I can't remember. I honestly cannot remember when the last time anyone asked me how I actually feel. And even if I take it back years, I don't think I can remember even as a kid if people were asking how I felt.
Yeah.
So it's not something I can recall quite quickly, and it doesn't happen very often.
And you don't discuss emotions or feelings?
No, not at all. Yeah. I don't know about you. What about your time?
I would say more recently, yes, with my close family, but with the older generation, it's never really spoken about.
Yeah.
And not that much with my friends. We go and have a bit of banter, but we don't really, maybe a little bit more of late, because mental health and men's mental health is becoming a bit more apparent. But even then, we don't really dig in that deep.
Yeah. It's like most people just say, you know what, it'll be all right tomorrow. right? That's quite happening. You'll have a bit of a laugh
Let's
with
have
your
a beer.
mates or whatever.
Let's watch
have a
the
beer.
football.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a quick intro to Sons of Silence.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's coming up next? You know, now people know
Yeah.
what we're about, what the podcast is about. What we got in our
Yeah,
sort
what's
of next
coming up next?
Yeah.
I mean, there's exciting stuff, you know, Rack. I'm super excited about this whole podcast. I think there's so many topics, but the next, I think, you know, in the next few, we're going to talk about father figures and sort of relationship between, you know, father and son and whatever back in the day and maybe even going forward.
And I think that digs into why we are how we are as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it shapes us, right?
100%.
You know, you have role models. People shape others.
Yeah.
So father figures is one. There's another one about wearing the mask and just you're happy in certain environments. You know you have to look, but behind the scenes something's bubbling away.
But it's also
right?
the different environments you're in, the different masks you wear, and
exactly it.
I see that a lot in our culture.
Yeah.
And but I'm really excited about that one
Yeah.
and digging into that.
Yeah, there's that, and then I think there's there'll be another one around just there's a topic around boys don't cry.
Yeah.
Right? Why is it that boys are always told don't cry when you're younger, and what impact does it have as you're older? Because it has a huge impact because you don't let anything out. So I think there's a few 2 or 3 key hot topics there.
Don't want to give away too much.
No,
that's next.
And then there'll be some more coming out for sure.
Also, we'd love it once you've listened to this. Send in your messages, any areas, questions, topics you want to have, anything else you want to know about us. Please feel free. We're doing this not just for us. We're doing this and hopefully creating that platform for other people to talk, see what we've gone through, and loads of people go through what we've gone through, and we just want to get it out there.
And hopefully build a community of people who talk to each other.
Yeah.
They feel that's going to be the safe space. We can talk to each other and we build that community out.
And anyone out there that fancies collaborating or coming on this podcast, let us know. We're open to anything.
How do they find us?
How do they find us?
Yeah.
So it'll be up here or down here, depends when it gets edited, but we'll be on Instagram and on YouTube.
Yeah? Perfect.
Fantastic. All right. So please hit those likes, put some comments in, and share with your friends.
Yeah.
Over and out.
Good. There you go.